Every night, your dog makes a choice most owners never stop to think about. Out of every room, every dog bed, every couch, and every comfortable corner in the house, he chooses one place: near you. At first, that seems easy to explain. Maybe your bed is warmer. Maybe your room feels more comfortable. Maybe it's simply a habit. But what if your dog's choice has less to do with where he sleeps and more to do with who he wants to sleep beside? Dogs don't experience relationships the way humans do. They build their world through routines, emotions, familiarity, and trust. Over time, certain people become more than companions. They become part of what feels normal and secure. So when your dog chooses to sleep next to you every night, he may be revealing something important about the bond you share. Today, you'll discover what that choice really means and why it may be one of the strongest signs of connection a dog can offer. Most people assume dogs choose sleeping spots the same way humans do. They look for comfort, a soft surface, a warm place, a quiet room. Comfort certainly matters, but it doesn't explain everything. If it did, many dogs would happily sleep in their own beds every night. Yet countless dogs leave those beds behind and settle beside their owners instead. That's because many dogs aren't choosing a location. They're choosing a person. Over time, dogs learn who brings stability into their lives. They learn who provides care, reassurance, and familiarity. Those experiences create powerful emotional associations. To your dog, being near you often provides something that no bed can offer: a feeling of belonging. And that feeling becomes even more important when we understand how dogs experience safety. Humans often think of safety as a place. Dogs frequently experience it through people. From the day a dog enters a home, he begins learning who he can rely on. He learns voices, routines, reactions, and habits. Over time, those familiar patterns create confidence. That's why many dogs become calmer when they're close to their favorite person. The world feels more predictable. The environment feels easier to understand. This leads to a surprising truth. Many dogs don't sleep next to their owners because they're protecting them. They sleep there because being nearby helps them relax. Your presence becomes part of what makes the environment feel secure. And that brings us to a deeper question. Is this simply love, or is something more happening? Most owners know their dogs love them, but sleeping beside someone may reveal something even deeper. Trust. Sleep is one of the most vulnerable states any animal experiences. Awareness decreases. Reactions slow down. The ability to respond quickly becomes limited. That's why where a dog chooses to sleep matters. When your dog settles beside you night after night, he's showing that he feels comfortable lowering his guard around you. That confidence wasn't built in a single day. It was created through hundreds of small experiences. Walks, routines, consistency, care. Over time, those moments teach your dog an important lesson. Being near you feels safe. Trust is built through predictability. Your dog learns that you respond in familiar ways, that your presence brings calm rather than uncertainty, and that being close to you rarely leads to negative experiences. Little by little, that reliability becomes part of how he understands the world around him, and that trust continues growing through the simplest moments of daily life. Even while you sleep. Some of the strongest bonds are built during the quietest moments. Every night, your dog is surrounded by familiar signals: your breathing, your movements, your scent, your bedtime routine. Dogs are natural observers. They notice patterns most people never think about. The more familiar something becomes, the more reassuring it often feels. This familiarity doesn't happen consciously. Your dog isn't studying you or analyzing your habits. He's simply sharing life with you. Yet over months and years, your scent, your nightly routine, and the sounds around you become part of what he recognizes as normal. That's one reason many dogs prefer sleeping near their owners. Not because they need attention, but because familiarity creates comfort. To your dog, your presence is part of what makes the environment feel normal. And for some dogs, simply being nearby isn't enough. They want physical contact too. Some dogs don't just sleep beside their owners. They sleep against them. A paw on your leg, a head resting against your foot, a body pressed gently against yours. This behavior often begins early in life. As puppies, dogs sleep close to their litter mates. Physical closeness becomes associated with warmth, security, and relaxation. Many dogs carry that preference into adulthood. For them, touching someone they trust can be calming. That doesn't necessarily mean dependence. There's a difference between needing someone and enjoying their presence. For many dogs, physical contact is simply another expression of connection, a quiet way of staying close, a reminder that the person they trust is right there beside them. And the way your dog chooses to stay close may reveal even more. Not every dog expresses attachment the same way. Some sleep pressed against their owner. Others prefer the foot of the bed. Some choose a spot beside the bed. Others stay across the room while remaining nearby. Each position tells a slightly different story. That's why two dogs can love their owners equally and still choose completely different places to sleep. Personality plays a role. Confidence plays a role. Past experiences play a role. The position itself matters less than the feeling behind it. A dog at the foot of the bed often balances companionship with independence. A dog sleeping against your side may enjoy a stronger need for physical closeness. A dog sleeping nearby but without contact may prefer personal space while still valuing your presence. And a dog sleeping elsewhere in the room may simply feel secure enough not to stay attached to you all night. What matters isn't the exact location. What matters is the choice. Out of the entire house, your dog still chooses to remain near you, and that choice can become even more meaningful as dogs grow older. Many owners notice that aging dogs become more interested in proximity. A dog that once slept across the room begins sleeping near the bed. A dog that seemed independent starts seeking more closeness. As dogs age, familiar things often become more valuable. Familiar routines, familiar places, familiar people. As the world changes around them, familiar relationships often become anchors. The people they trust provide consistency, and consistency becomes increasingly valuable with age. The bond they've built over the years becomes one of the most dependable parts of their world. Your scent, your voice, your presence. These things provide reassurance in ways we can't always see. That's why many senior dogs seem drawn toward the people they trust most. Not because they're weaker, because familiarity becomes increasingly meaningful. And that helps explain what your dog may really be saying every time he chooses to sleep beside you. By now, one thing should be clear. Your dog's decision isn't only about comfort. It's about how he feels when he's near you. Night after night, he makes the same choice. Not because he has to, because he wants to. Every evening, your dog could choose comfort alone. Instead, he often chooses comfort connected to a person. That distinction may seem small, but emotionally, it reveals a great deal about the relationship you share. Over time, you have become part of what feels familiar, reassuring, and dependable in his world. When dogs prepare to sleep, they naturally move toward places where they feel most at ease. For many dogs, that place includes the person they trust most, you. And every night, your dog quietly answers the same question. Where do I feel most comfortable? Where do I feel like I belong? Again and again, his choice leads him back to the same place. Near you. Your dog has many places where he could sleep, yet every night he makes a choice. A choice shaped by years of shared experiences, by routines, by familiarity, by trust. When your dog settles beside you, he isn't trying to make a statement. He's simply following what feels right, what feels comfortable, what feels secure. Dogs don't measure relationships through words. They measure them through experience, through who is present during ordinary days, through who provides comfort during uncertain moments, through who becomes part of their everyday life. When a dog repeatedly chooses to sleep near the same person, that history is often reflected in a single quiet decision made at the end of the day. The next time your dog curls up beside you, look at that moment differently. What seems like a simple bedtime habit may actually be the result of a bond built over thousands of ordinary moments. Moments that taught your dog one important lesson: that being near you feels good, that being near you feels safe, and that, in his world, there may be no place he'd rather be. Because when your dog chooses to sleep next to you, he may be saying something words could never fully express. I feel at home when I'm with you.